Our next speaker this evening, we have Annie Garvey. So Annie Garvey is an everything enthusiast and has lived in a multitude of places, including Siberia. She has initiated, developed, operated, and managed 19 businesses, multitasking, my goodness. Well, since returning to Wichita, she has continued her active involvements in all arts, establishing the monthly arts forum composed of, at last count, 59 art-related organizations and agencies. Her greatest achievement, the real pride and joy, is her son, Tristan. So glad to welcome up here on the stage, Annie. Come on up.
I want to especially thank Haley before we begin. If it weren't for Haley Krausen, this could not have happened. Thank you so much. I mean that. There are two signs above and next to my front door. One is, do good and care not to whom. And the other is, love is the language spoken here. Here you see, I think you see it, you see my pink and green whimsical cottage, which was where my granny lived and radiated love, right next door to the family home most of my life. I think the most important story I have to tell about myself is my chosen view of the world. One which begins and ends with the firm belief that good is the greatest power. Every human is walking around carrying an invisible sign that says, love me. I want to. Not long ago, a friend asked me if I was always happy. I paused before replying, I try to be. This came fast on the heels of a pronouncement from another friend who happens to be East Indian, who said to me, you have the most open mind of anyone I know. That really took me aback. And I said, do you really think that's true? And she said, oh, absolutely. Well, this greatest compliment insists that I acknowledge why I am the way I am and how I came to be this way. I'm extremely blessed coming from a family who love freely, give guilelessly, appreciate the wide world, care so deeply, and view the world respectfully. The circuitous path compelling me to pursue almost countless iterations was cut in a wilderness by my beloved grandparents and precious parents. Grandfather was born in a sod house, and he ran his long obstacle race out of poverty to achieve remarkable success. I am most grateful for his wisdom, along with his admonition to me that we learn only from our mistakes, which I took to heart and consequently am a certified genius on the mistake scale. Got that? My Quaker grandmother was born in 1893 and raised among the Indian children near Arkansas City, maintaining her friendship and with her childhood playmates' appreciation for Indian culture and reverence for Indian art and ways. I don't know if the picture has come up yet of it's the opening ceremony. It's very grainy. It's the opening ceremony of the kiva in the Garvey Center, where she honored her friends with the kiva and the sculpture there. And she remained close friends with Black Bear Boson throughout their lives. My father had many pursuits, but none which expressed his passion to improve our world when he built houses all over the world in 27 countries for people who had quite literally nothing, believing that home ownership empowers one. My mother worked diligently and, among other things, founded 2 schools. The second one is the Independent School, named so because she believed each child is unique and valuable, worthy of recognition and validation. My father built the school buildings for her on our 40 acres around our home, where I grew up climbing the trees, swimming in the lake, getting poison ivy every summer, and riding my horse. Mother's final words before she went to sleep for the last time were, "Let's get going. There's more to do, be done. More children, more families to help." I often use the word guileless to describe Mother, but it applies to both parents and grandparents as well. It's a purity of motive, an honest, unpretentious, genuine giving. They lived modestly, to such an extent that grandfather was often mistaken for the janitor in his building. Today, after living around the world in 15 different homes, being involved in lots of businesses and creating ballet and art companies, I live in the center of Mother's school campus, surrounded all day by hundreds of children, and I get to be their fairy godmother, Annie Boo. I get to bestow love, admiration, and appreciation on these fresh new explorers. As a dancer and a pilot and a scuba diver, I know the joy of untethered movement, and I want to encourage expression in these young ones. So I am the way I am, joyful, because I choose to be.